Hello, my name is MTodd, and I'm excited to share with you a summation of the concepts and application of the Fall 2020 First Year Studio, in which we produced a wire hand suspended within a bounding box. We began by drawing a set of 18 hands, primarily line drawings, though some pieces did have tone or were collaged, both of which influenced the way I did construct the three-dimensional wire hand. Beginning to work in 3 dimensions, I created an inner wire layer to act as the bones of the hand and wrapped the wire around circularly to thicken the piece. Um, and that's kind of reflected within the collaged piece particularly. So I furthered my study of the hand by drawing it under the influence of light and paying a little bit of extra attention to the shadows that it cast. And then the addition of regulating lines got me to start thinking about the cladding of the box and what views I might want to highlight and whether or not the shadows themselves deserved a frame or if it was only the wire hand. So I began digital prototyping of corner studies in Rhino and then physically prototyping them, moving to the physical environment. I was able to better understand the qualities of the material and the elements of craft required to build the box. So while the box has certainly undergone a series of adjustments, this first Rhino model is a pretty good representation of the most stripped down, like basic version of my box. So what you might see if you took off all of the additions in the layers. So the creation of a series of steps helped with the mental processing of the way that I could assemble the box. And I did begin to think about the cladding structure here and how that might influence how the wood might influence the cladding. And after kind of rethinking the cladding, I did want to include a moving element. So I added this piece that can slide back and forth along 2 wire pieces. It frames different views of the hand as it slides back and forth. And then developing these clad iterations in Rhino. So I was able to kind of see all the pieces of the puzzle come together at this point. And I began to craft the physical cladding as well with a needle and thread. So those are some corner studies of that. And then I developed some orthographic drawings after several iterations. So this is a more true representation of my final model, so, as are the images on the left side. And then situating the construction within the bounds of a 10 by 10 cube, I positioned the box off-centered on like a weightless looking pedestal in an attempt to challenge what might be thought of as like what would be the signature side or the front side. So I positioned it so that the box, so on the pedestal so that like what the front, I guess, side could only be viewed head on from a distance. So if you wanted to look at it up close, you could only look at it from the side, while the other sides could be viewed closely and head on. So here are some images of the physical clad box. And then taking that box and subjecting it to light, creating these really interesting shadows that reveal the wire hand in a sort of distorted way, and like stretched by the light, which is I found to be really beautiful. And lastly, I did want to share with you what one might see if you were navigating around the box uh, within the 10 by 10 cube. So this is that kind of view. Thank you. I look forward to hearing your feedback shortly.